Next up at UFC Atlantic City, we have the biggest favorite on the entire card. We have Julio Arce coming back after a full year away with a 2-3 record in his last 5, sitting as a minus 400 favorite. He's taken on Herbert Burns, 11-4 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming back after 2 years away and the most embarrassing loss any of us have ever seen. And I get why Julio is the favorite. I get it. He's a good striker. He's got good volume, impressive defense. He's able to come forward with power and still counter-strike if things go back his way. He utilizes both his hands and his feet. He moves really well. The problem, though, is when he gets hit, his chin is not always there. It doesn't always hold up. He does have wrestling in his back pocket when he fights the better strikers, and his takedown defense is pretty good at 94%. But he is coming back after a full year away and a loss to Montel Jackson. He's taking on Herbert Burns. The reason Julio Arce is a minus 400 favorite is not because of his skill set. It's because of Herbert Burns' last performance. And he is the younger brother of Gilbert Burns. He's one half of the most pathetic photo in the history of MMA. I mean, it's the saddest photo anybody has ever seen.
Didn't they both get carried out of their last fights?
They're just so embarrassing.
That's me. So I love Gilbert. That's
Gilbert's great. Herbert, straight up. We'll talk about that in a second. By the way, Herbert Burns, while I'm about to railroad him for his last fight, he actually is a very skilled grappler. His jiu-jitsu is so damn scary and so damn dangerous. He needs almost no time to immediately have you in trouble. Striking's not terrible either. He knocked out Nate Landwehr with a knee right up the middle, as we talked about earlier. But Herbert Burns is not very good. He's not his brother. He'll never be his brother. And that's because he's got the quit button. He quits. We watched him quit in his last fight against Bill Algeo. He quit. Things got tough, and that dude quit. And then his brother had to carry him out. And the analogy that I made...
Because he blew out his knee.
The analogy that I made, nobody carried Conor McGregor out when his leg was in 8 pieces. The analogy that I made was that Gilbert Burns had to carry Herbert Burns out of the cage like a husband carrying his new bride through the threshold, just like in his loving, tender arms through the doorway. It was sad, pathetic. The picture is absolutely hilarious. Herbert Burns.
Let me just apologize for them for loving each other and being great brothers.
Okay. Go ahead, apologize.
I wish I had a fucking brother to be that close with. You have brothers that you don't even talk to, don't give a shit about.
You kind of do. I talk to my brothers. Anyway, you kind of do in me, Jacob. In me.
Yeah.
I think Julio wins this fight. He certainly shouldn't be a minus 500 favorite, which he was just a few days ago. -4, it's getting a little better. I'll let you tell them what you said could happen in this fight, because it was a great analogy, and I don't want to take it away from you.
Well, I think that there could be a situation where Julio Arce kind of Corey McKenna's himself in this fight, because just avoid the fucking ground and you're going to win. And that's what we try to sit here and tell Corey McKenna. Just don't go to the fucking ground with these jiu-jitsu nerds and you're just going to win the fight. Julio isn't like the most dynamic striker, but he's good enough to strike with a guy like Herbert Burns. The issue, too, is I know people want to discredit Herbert Burns, and I get it, right? He has quit in fights. He has just kind of, when things start going bad, he doesn't really have that second gear, that dog in him to kind of dog out these type of fights. But even early in fights, he gets takedowns. He gets takedowns and he gets people in bad positions. You saw that against Daniel Pineda. You saw that against Bill Algeo. Even in those losses, he almost fucking finished those fights. So I don't want to make it seem like if Julio just avoids the grappling, because Herbert Burns will come forward early in fights. He will get in your face. He does have those kind of body lock, inside trip, outside trips. He has sneaky little takedowns. And if he gets on you, Angelo, you are exactly right. He is a fucking anaconda, very, very quick. I mean, he snatches up stuff so quick. So if you're Julio Arce, you just fucking dance around, do what you got to do. But Julio Arce, sometimes in fights, he will go to the wrestling. He's a good grappler in his own right, just like Corey McKenna thought she was a good grappler too. Sometimes he will just shoot takedowns. And in past fights, it'll work, right? Because it's not fucking Herbert Burns. But I don't know why people want to take the fight to where this is like the only way that Herbert's going to win this fight probably is if it goes to the ground. Stay away from the fucking ground. You're going to win the fight. I'm picking Julio Arce. I know that you're pretty confident. People should be pretty confident. My confidence level on this is fucking low. So I'm not putting him in parlays, anything like that.
Agreed.
It's not like he's like this overly dominant fighter. And Herbert Burns, even in those losses, he has success. He has success. He's gotten the fight where he needs to get it to. It's not like he can't do that. So this should be an interesting fight. I would not be surprised in the slightest if Herbert Burns pulls this shit off.
Oh, I actually agree with everything you're saying. I'm dogging Herbert for the getting carried out. It was a very bad look getting carried out. He quit. He straight up quit. With all of that being said, he's wildly dangerous. I think he's done with his career. I mean, 2 years off is a long time. I think he's just sort of showing up to show up. Julio should win, but let's put it this way. Julio's not going to be in the safety parlay, that's for sure. He's not going to be in any of my parlays. I just don't trust him enough, and these odds are way too gone. If he was minus 150, all of a sudden we got a different story. Jacob and I both on the Julio Arce side, neither one of us extremely confident. And this is the exact type of thing where Herbert Burns comes in here, smokes Julio Arce, and everybody's like, you know how everybody had their conspiracy theories, how Kate Middleton was like dead, buried, they are hiding her.
I think they still have that.
And then she was like, I have cancer. It was like, ooh, shit, my bad. That's how I'm going to be with the Herbert Burns trashing him for that picture. Yeah, she is. She came out publicly. I have cancer, whatever. So that happened on Friday while you were in Vegas. So that's how I'm going to be if Herbert Burns comes out and he doesn't have a quit button and he does look good. It's going to be like,
he looks good.
My bad.
Obviously training and stuff. Anybody can look good in the gym, but he looks like he's taking it serious. But obviously people that usually have that, they have it no matter what. I mean, it's hard to get rid of. So
correct. Yeah, you'll never hear somebody say Nate Landwehr quit in a fight. He might get knocked out, as Herbert Burns did to him, but he'll never turn his head and let the strikes come for the referee to stop it. That'll just never happen.
Right.
Either way, Jacob and I are on the exact same side on this fight, but we don't trust it enough. $9,500 in DraftKings. Do you trust that?
I don't even know. I guess he should get a finish, but he's not like, I don't know. I'd stay away from it.
It's so tricky. I completely agree. We have 14 fights on this card, which means we have 28 fighters to pick from. I'm going to stay very far away.
Because if all of a sudden Herbert has good cardio, and it's like all of a sudden it's just like this, just like a weird decision fight, and he's not going to score a lot because he's going to want to stay away from Herbert.
I hear you. I completely agree. One of the comments was when you and I were talking about, I said, I'm your brother, Jacob. He said, Angelo's a bully, not a brother. I don't think that person has a brother because your brother is your very first bully.
You may be from Africa, but you're no brother of mine.
Yeah, see? Your brother is your bully. Anyway, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It is only $10 for an entire month worth of access to every single thing that we do. I mean, it's like the worst possible timing. He could have gotten up and walked away. Anyway, premium membership is going to get you clean through UFC 300. So sign up. You'll get 3 events worth of everything you need leading up to the biggest card of our lifetime, potentially. Let's hit up some comments here while Jacob just magically disappears for no reason whatsoever. What do we got here? 7 straight under 2.5 for Burns is fire. Yeah, that could be interesting. You see this stat? 7 fights in a row, under 2.5. That could be interesting. What do you have here? Oh, the full card autographed poster.
That's right. We got it locked in. That's exciting.
Those are nice. I was telling you that those used to be very expensive because I used to buy a lot of those, and they used to be wildly expensive.
That's how I was walking back from the bathroom. I saw a sign that was like $100 full card. I was like, are these really $100? And they're like, yeah. I said, okay, give me 2 of them, please. So that's pretty cool. And somebody was talking about Tracy. Tracy Cortez is as good looking in person as you guys, if you can believe that. And also, she was cool. Nina was incredible. Nina was awesome. She was super, super friendly. Tracy was nice too. But it was funny because Tate was saying, if you didn't hear her in the vlog, it was so funny because I was like, Tate and her talking. And then they stopped talking. I was like, do you mind if we get a picture of both of you? And Tate, Cutman Tate, who I'm talking about. Yeah. Cutman Tate was like, I don't really fuck with her like that. Me and you can take a picture if you want. So I took a picture with Tate. And as I took a picture with Tate, Tracy started trying to walk in the picture. And I told Tracy Cortez, no, get the fuck out of here. Get out of the, this is me and Tate. And then we were like, all right, you can get the picture. So she was cool.
That's funny. There you go.
But Tate's
Jacob,
fucking hilarious.
Jacob with the permanent Riz. Congratulations, Jakey boy.
Unstoppable Riz.
Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to wewantpicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.